started. And yes, here it is. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, from the time zone that you are joining. And thank you so much for joining for day two of our Aim for Agent Force series. And I'm very happy to have you all to join us through this session. So, we'll have a quick recap of whatever we discussed in yesterday's session. And then post that, we will start what we want to discuss today. So, yesterday, basically, we covered everything about AI. So, what is an AI? That we talked about, right? So we said AI is something that your machines can do what humans can do. Similar to that is what AI is, right? Now AI stands for artificial intelligence. That means is it going to replace humans? As of now, no, but no one knows the future. Then we talked about all types of AI. So we have three types of AI: predictive AI, generative AI, and agentic AI. That's third is the most important type of AI that you have to remember till the end of this series. Predictive AI, I told you, it does the prediction based on the limited data that it has, and it generates the prediction. Like I gave an example for opportunity scoring. I don't know most of you know about it or not, but I hope you all know about AstroTalks. I was giving an example of AstroTalks or something like that. So I hope you know AstroTalks well. Then I talked about generative AI, all the LLMs that you see, ChatGPT, Claude, OpenAI, Gemini, then Microsoft Copilot, everything is part of generative AI. That means it generates the response, whatever request or whatever inputs that you give in the form of images, text, videos, audios, etc. Right? Then we talked about agentic AI, which is, which Salesforce says this is the third wave. Now Salesforce is moving towards the fourth wave, but third wave is important for us to learn. And they are coming up with so much updates related to the third wave, the agentic AI. Now, agentic AI is what? Combining the power of generative AI and automations. That's what is your agentic AI. Then inside that, after that, we discuss three levels of AI: narrow AI, which is what we are seeing today. Everything that humans can do, AI is trying to achieve that. Then we have artificial general intelligence, which is still theory, but it is predicted that it will do everything that humans are currently doing. And then the future, which it says we don't never know when that future is going to arrive, is artificial super intelligence, which has been predicted that it will overtake what humans can do. I hope you remember the video that we have seen yesterday, right? Cool. Then we saw in this, after seeing the two different types of AI, we saw what is Agentforce. So Agentforce is nothing but it's a part of Salesforce, which is totally based on agentic AI, right? All the automations and generative AI, when you combine, you make a agent force. Okay. Now, agent force are the automated agents, which is not only going to help you generate the response that you are expecting, but also automating your business needs, right? After that, once we saw the agent force, we understood what are the five attributes, five key attributes, and three building blocks. So the five key attributes, anyone? Role, data, then quick. I'm looking for an answer from in the chat. What are that? Role, data, channel, actions. Very good. And fifth one, guardrails. Yes. Right. So role means what your agent can do. Data means from what are the multiple sources that it is going to get the data. Then we have channels where this particular agents that we are building will be deployed. It will be on website, it will be on my sales cloud, service cloud, or let's say on Slack channel. That is what your channels are. After that, we discussed what actions it can perform, and then the guardrails, right? Then we had the building blocks, we saw everything in detail. And after that, we went ahead and we did some hands-on. And I hope I gave a simple trailhead for you all to practice. I don't know how many of you did it. If you did it, well and good. If not, this is a very high time because we are coming up with few announcements related to swags and giveaways. So it all depends on how much efforts you are putting to learn those things, or how much efforts you're putting to complete those trailheads. Okay. So with that said, let's get started on what we are going to cover today. So Here I am. Let me share my screen. I hope you are able to see my screen. Quick check, a quick thumbs up if you're able to see my screen. Thank you so much, everyone, for that. Now, let's get started. So, what are we going to cover today? We are going to discuss on, okay, before I tell about what are we going to discuss today, big shout out to the team who is coming up with this series. Yes, it's SFMC Mumbai team. You can give a big round of applause to Balachandar, Ravi, Salim, Sagar, Rizwan, and Lakhan. So yes, if you see the series going up in a very good way, they are this is the team members behind this. Now, your host and speaker for today, that's me, Aman Tiwari. And before I talk about anything else, can anyone let me know what is the topic that we are going to discuss today? How many of you have seen the agenda? We have purposely not set the agenda on our Trailblazer community site, but we have set it on LinkedIn. We just wanted to check how many of you are aware of the topic that we are going to cover today. What is the agenda for today's topic? Let me quickly check in the chat. So, prompt engineering. Okay, great. Nagajoti and Shraddha. Okay, everyone knows prompt engineering, but no one knows the exact topic that we are going to cover. So today I'm going to cover the art of prompt engineering. Now, this is very interesting topic, and you won't find anyone talking about this particular topic. Yes, we will find a lot of videos talking about prompt builder, prompt template, these, that, but no one talks about why this prompt engineering is important. Okay, so here I am with the agenda. Now, today's agenda, I made it like, you have to keep guessing till the end what actually is we are going to learn today. So today's agenda is very simple: what, why, how, and then considerations and resources. Now that is like exactly, if I say in Hindi, कहना क्या चाहते हो, right? Like what are you trying to say? Yes, that's what I want you to keep in mind. Like you have to keep guessing what we are going to learn today. But trust me, after the end of the session, you will thank me saying that we have learned something which is not still available on the internet. So with that said, here I am with the first meme. Now, why I have built this meme? So today in the night when I was working on building this creating these PPTs, I thought why not have some memes which help you to relate it. Now tell me, give your reactions, okay? How many of you post on LinkedIn? How many of you put your thoughts into words on LinkedIn? Now if I go ahead and check, many of you do that, right? 95% of the people do that. Now let me reiterate and ask you how many of you do put your thoughts in words on LinkedIn using AI? Now, at least 85 to 90% of people who are sitting here will do that, right? Now, why it had become a part of our life or part of our daily routine? Because when AI was not there, I mean, when we were not using this this generative AI or something, maybe let's say before ChatGPT, we were still putting posts on LinkedIn. But if you have observed, the number of posts on LinkedIn were very less, very raw, okay, and the way we used to communicate was limited. But after ChatGPT or after generative AI was brought into picture, this prompt engine, this LinkedIn post or social media post started getting so much of buzz. Everyone was Shakespeare. Everyone was able to share their story. Everyone was able to, you know, be Einstein, be pro like, let's say, someone, a very technical guy or someone who is very skilled in communication. Everyone was like that. Why? Because of one small thing which is called as prompt engineering. Now I'm continuously talking about prompt engineering, but why is it so important? Can anyone tell me who is this guy? Why? Obviously there is a reason to put this screenshot, but can anyone tell me who is this guy? Who is Greg Brockman? Okay, let me ask you in this way: how many of you use ChatGPT? How many of you use it? Quick thumbs up if you're using it. Okay, great, everyone is using it. Okay, now tell me, then who is this guy? Greg Brockman. So Greg Brockman is the president and current CTO of OpenAI. Before this, he was in a very good company. Okay, but he left and then he started something on his own. And today, OpenAI that you're seeing is this man behind that. And what he says, right back when OpenAI was into picture in 2023, that time he said, prompt engineering is the art of communicating eloquently to an AI. That means if you're communicating with an AI is not enough, but you have to communicate eloquently. Cool. We have seen how communication happens. We have seen what Greg is trying to say. But then why should I care? Why should I focus so much on learning or understanding prompt engineering? The reason is quite simple. Point number one is this is one of the most in-demand skills. If you ask me in entire Agentforce series or in learning AI, the most important skill is prompt engineering. Number two, here you don't need any coding background. There is no necessity that, if you want to master the art of prompt engineering, you should know coding. No, boss, nothing as such. Then, point number three, this helps you if you are good at, you know, writing prompts. It helps you to be more productive and innovative. And last but not least, it's going to help you reduce cost and time. Now, how you'll tell me how? How many of you are using Grammarly? Everyone. Not everyone, at least 70% of us. How many of you stopped using Grammarly? You create or you write something, then you go on ChatGPT, you say, hey, can you make this grammatically correct? That's what Grammarly was used to do. Now, if I'm using Grammarly, if I want to make it accurate, perfect, then I have to go ahead and purchase, license or I have to take subscription. But using the OpenAI, you reduce that. If you have proper art of building prompts, then you can reduce cost and time. Now, that was a very basic example that I gave. But tell me, and but after discussing everything about this, what actually is prompt? Now, for that, this is the definition that I put. An input given to an AI model, which then generates a desired output, is nothing but prompt. Now, you will say, hey, Aman, if this is what is the definition of prompt, then why you use the word prompt? Why didn't you use the word input? Or why didn't you put any other word? The reason is quite simple. The reason is we human beings want everything instantly. Everyone is using Google Pay, right? Within 5 seconds, if the transaction doesn't happen, you get frustrated, you get irritated, right? That's why this word prompt was given. Why? Prompt means giving a quick, making something quick without any delay. That is what prompt is. So, what is prompt? An input given to an AI model which then generates a desired output. So, prompt as an input, and then you get a response instantly. So that's why they have given prompt. That's why they've given the term prompt. Now, what does a prompt includes? So it includes instructions, it includes guidance, it includes requirements, and includes data that is transformed by the LLM. Now, if I say, hey, go ahead and create a Lightning Web component to show me all the accounts in a table tabular format. Now, what you will do? You will write a prompt. You will obviously go ahead and type in the chat GPT first so that you get a perfect answer, right? Then you will give some instructions, some guidance, requirements, and then data. Okay. Now, I will take this example aside and I will tell you how the prompt engineering becomes so important. First, if you want to master this art, first thing that you need to learn is you need to learn to write, refine, and optimize prompts. Three things. Why? Because see, once you put anything as a prompt, okay, if I say this, hey, create a data table that shows all the accounts in tabular format, you will say that, and the prompt will go ahead and it will create a code. But then you start doing the iterations. You say, hey, no, this code is good, but I want to use SLDS, which is Lightning Data Table. That means you are trying to achieve accurate and useful responses. Okay, you start interacting with your AI, with your LLMs to get the best expected output rather than just relying on the output that is given. Okay, now I explained you prompt. I explained you why prompt engineering is important, right? But still, it might not be so clear. Why? Because there might be so much questions that you might be going in your mind. Ki why is it so important? So for that, I have come up with a video. I know this video is going to be for 7 minutes, but trust me, this 7 minutes are very important for you to understand what am I trying to say about prompt engineering. So, uh, so this video. But before that, a quick check. Are you able to hear the audio of this video?
No, man, it's not audible.
Okay, as expected, not an issue. I will quickly go ahead and I will share a specific tab. Give me a minute. Okay. Yeah, here I am. And I hope you are able to see the screen. And now, I'm going
You're
to start
not
the
making any sense. Sorry, ruined it on purpose. He knows how to make one.
What's up, the internet? You know what? I'm hungry. I could really go for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Do you guys think you can write down some instructions and teach me how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Yeah.
Then do it.
I knew we were gonna do this. I heard Dad talking to Mom.
Choke yourself on my hand. Sometimes they do what you tell them.
I'm done.
Step 1. Get 2 pieces of bread out. Got 'em. Get a butter knife and get some PB. Take 1 piece of bread, spread it around with the butter knife.
No, Dad, with the peanut butter.
I'm just doing what it says. It says take 1 piece of bread, spread it around with the butter knife.
Hold on.
Get some jelly, rub it on the other half of the bread.
No, Dad, open the jelly.
Well, it doesn't say to do that. Put the breads together on top of each other. Take a big bite. This doesn't taste like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Fail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I had to make it extremely specific.
Oh, good. I'm starving. Take 2 pieces of white bread out of the bag. Take the lid off the jar of peanut butter. Get a butter knife and stick it inside of the peanut butter jar. With the knife, scoop a bit of peanut butter out of the...
That means like a lot.
A bit means a lot?
In my world.
Spread your scoop of peanut butter onto 1 of your pieces of bread with a knife. All right. There we go.
You're doing better than before, though.
Open the jelly jar. Squeeze it onto the other piece of bread.
Nope.
Done. Closer.
You suck.
Get 2 pieces bread. Get some peanut butter. Take the peanut butter knife. Open the peanut butter. Put the knife in the PB. Get some jelly. Open the jelly.
No.
Squirt the jelly onto the bread.
You're supposed to.
Take the butter knife with the peanut butter on it. Wipe it all over the piece of bread that's blank. Take the butter knife, rub the jelly all over the piece of bread.
Oh, he's doing better. Oh.
It says all over. Put the two pieces on top of each other.
This isn't how I meant.
Take two pieces of white bread out of the bag. Take the lid off the jar of peanut butter. Get a butter knife and stick it inside of the peanut butter jar. With the knife, scoop some of the peanut butter out of the inside of the jar. Spread your scoop of peanut butter onto one of your pieces of bread with a knife.
No.
Squeeze some jelly onto the other piece of bread. Spread the jelly on the bread with the butter knife. Put your two pieces of bread, peanut butter and jelly sides together. Done. Get two pieces of bread. Get some peanut butter. Get some jelly. Open the peanut butter. Get a butter knife. Put the butter knife in the peanut butter. Take the butter knife out of the peanut butter.
You did it wrong. No.
Take one piece of bread and take the butter knife that has the peanut butter on it and spread it all over the top of the piece of bread.
Dad,
That's the top.
I mean the sides.
Squirt some on another piece of bread. Take the butter knife, rub it all over the top of the piece of bread.
I quit. You're not making any sense. Zari ruined it on purpose. He knows how to make one. I know, Evan. It's the joke. It's the game that we're playing. Oh. I edited a bit.
Take two pieces of white bread. Take the lid off the jar of peanut butter. Get a butter knife and stick it inside of the peanut butter jar. With the knife, scoop some of the peanut butter out of the inside of the jar. Spread your scoop of peanut butter onto the face of one of your pieces of bread with a knife. Squeeze some jelly onto the other piece of bread. Spread the jelly on the bread with the butter knife. Put your two pieces of bread, peanut butter and jelly sides together. Done.
Now eat it.
Not the best,
Well, you made it.
but
so
I think it qualifies. Well, Evan and Jonna, did that go?
Okay, so that was the video all about. Now, how many of you thought that I'm trying to teach you how to apply bread and butter together and eat it? Exactly not. That's what I'm trying to show you. My only aim through this video was to show you how important is giving a prompt. If you don't give a correct prompt, you don't get a proper output, right? And that's what I have in the slide here. Let me go back to the slideshow. And now I come to the conclusion that if you put garbage, then you get the output also as a garbage. So the prompt and the response is equally important for any AI model. So if you have quality input that is going inside, then you have quality output coming up. Okay. Now that was how important is to give a correct prompt. Now, if I understood, or if I made you understand what and how and why prompt is so important, then let me tell you what are the anatomy of any prompt that you give. Okay, so these are the 9 anatomy that you have to keep in mind. And I know very well that you cannot remember all this anatomy in one go. So for that, I have come up with another example. Now, I know, like many of you send out an email, Now, as a sales representative, I'm going to send out an email. So this is a very simple example, and I'll show you how using ChatGPT or Gemini or Microsoft Copilot or any other, you know, LLM that you want to use, how this output will keep changing and keep evolving based on the prompts that you give. So the first prompt that I'm going to give is I want to generate an email to be sent out to the new prospect. Okay. Now in this, the first anatomy I will use is I'm going to give it an instruction. The instruction that should be very clear and directive to guide the model. Okay. So first instruction is write an introductory email to a new prospect. And for this, let's use the chat GPT, your favorite one. So now it started writing you gave a prompt, write an introductory email to a new prospect. So this is the email it is generating. Blah, blah, blah. This is the subject. I hope my name is this, where, okay. Now this is the prompt that has generated. Now, what is missing in this? The next one, interaction context. Now, what does it mean? You have to tell the model its role when you are writing the email, what its role and how it relates to the end user's role who is expecting to put an email, this email to a prospect who can get a business for them or their business or their company. So I'll say as a marketing manager, all the marketeers in the house, I hope you can relate it. Write an introductory email to a new prospect. Now observe it. Here, the response that is coming, and here, the response that is coming is very way different and way better. For example, it says helping company name achieve specific goal, and here exploring growth opportunities for this prospect's company name. This was the change in subject. Then here there was no role defined. Okay, I'm coming from this company and I want to streamline the operations. And here it's saying I'm the marketing manager. This is my role, and this is what I'm expecting through this email. Cool. The third building block or the anatomy is grounding data. Now, grounding data is a very important concept for any kind of LLMs that you are going to use because it helps you to get a well precised data, and it goes to a level where it says I'm exhausted, I cannot get data way better than this. That's the concept of grounding data. And how do I do that? So I'll say, hey, I am Linda, a marketing manager at CloudKicks. Write an introductory email to a prospect, Andy, who is a sales manager at Universal Containers. Now this I will give it as a prompt and see the output. Now here it says here is a polished introductory email tailored to your role and prospect. Now if you see here, everything that was coming up as a name and this, it got a more better email, right? And yeah, the subject is also getting polished with a very good response. Now we'll move on to the fourth anatomy, that is locale, style, and tone. That means giving it more personalization. So what tone you have to be used? You have to be very harsh, you have to be very instructive, you have to be very soft or friendly or formal, that kind of tone you set. Local, like it should be in English or some another language or something. And what style should it use? So I'm saying that, hey, I'm Linda, a marketing manager at CloudCakes. This is this. The email should be formal style, written in British English. So now if I give this, see, now potential collaboration between CloudKicks and Universal Containers, which is far better than exploring synergies. Okay. Now it says way better that my name is Linda. I'm marketing manager. We specialize in this particular particular solutions. And then I would be delighted to arrange a brief call at your convenience. Here, all that things were not mentioned. Would you like to directly? It was mentioned. Would you like to have a quick 15-minute call? Here, the tone is soft. Tone is formal. Okay. Now, moving on to the fifth anatomy, that is output format. Now, what should be the output format based on the channel that you are using? So let's suppose I'm using some another channel. Like let's suppose I'm not sending a cold email, but maybe through a website or somewhere else I'm using. So I will say that this email should be small. Sometimes the email is so lengthy that people open it up, they don't even read it, and they put it or delete it. Okay. So I'm saying that create the email that should be within 3 paragraphs. Now it is creating an email and then it is making it more polished. Sixth anatomy is policies. That means what rules it has to abide by. So yesterday we have heard a concept of guardrails, right? Guardrails means what? There are certain policies, there are certain restrictions that you have to take care of. Your LLM should not go ahead and cross that restriction that you're setting. So for this example, I also mentioned that you must not mention any company name except mine or the prospect. Do not address the prospect by pronouns or assume their gender if you don't have data. That means if you don't know whether they which gender they belong, which particular company they belong, don't put any random name. Yes, there is possibility that that can happen. So to avoid that, we have given some guardrails. Okay. Now, after this, what is the seventh one? Seventh one is setting an example. Now, here I have not given any example, but to get more best output, you can give some examples. This is the example, take this as an example. This is the guardrail. This is something that you need to follow. And you have to give me an generate an email. And now it starts giving an email in a better way. Okay. Last two anatomies, the model choice. Yes, this is very, 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 very important to select the model which will be best for your business scenarios. So there are so many models in the market, but you have to be very careful while selecting a model for your business. And the last one is hyperparameters, like means connecting the tune, sorry, setting the tune, how the output you want, how much it should be, when it should be, which particular fields it should take up, that all parameters are set inside hyperparameter. Now, the last two anatomy that we are seeing, model choice and hyperparameters, that we will see at the prompt builder that we are going to build. But this line anatomies are important not only for Agentforce, but for any LLMs that you are going to work on. Okay. Now, if I have to give a summary of what we have discussed through this example, is this. So, what is prompt engineering? So, prompt engineering is an iterative process. Okay, it keeps iterating one after the other. You should be very clear and specific. That means you should have to you should adjust the tone. You have to adjust the prompt that you are giving. Analyze why the results are not providing the desired outcomes. Now, this I have observed whenever I go to ChatGPT, whenever I go to Microsoft Copilot, or whenever I go to Gemini, whenever I ask it to generate an image, okay, it doesn't generate the accurate image that I want. Sometimes, if it does generate the image, what it happens is there you will see the problem with it is like the words that you have or the sentences that you are asking it to put on the image, it's not putting it properly. So it's an iterative process. Analyze it, what mistake that you're giving, and again start giving a good prompt. Define your ideas and prompts. So everything that you want as an output starts from here. So rework on your ideas, get a better prompt, and then you get a better output. And this, as I said, it's a iterative process. It keeps on repeating until unless you get the expected output that you want. Cool. So what's next? The world is full of innovations and imagination. But one thing, if you have observed, is when you were working on this prompt through your LLMs, what you were not taking care of. You were not taking care of thoughts, you were not taking care of the ethics that you need to follow, and you were not taking care of the risk that is involved through this prompt. First one, when you were giving the prompt, did you observe one thing? You gave your name, you gave your company name, and you gave your role. That means you are giving out your PII, that is personal information. You are exposing it to LLMs, and you know very well that LLMs will store your data. That means you are playing with the security, you are playing with data privacy, you are playing with compliance and regulations. Okay, and you don't have any human in the loop. Did you observe one more thing? Hallucinations. That means there was no check. Obviously, we gave some guardrails, but did we check whether it is giving, whether there is any toxicity involved, whether is there any biasness? I'll show you an example what happened. So yesterday in the night, I will not mention that LLM, but I asked it to generate a picture of Mother Teresa fighting poverty. Now, Mother Teresa, she was a very good lady. who was working hard for the poor kids to make sure that no one is left poor or hungry. This image, if you see, it is totally biased. This is not what actually Mother Teresa was doing, right? So she was not fighting against the poor kids, right? She was fighting to get a proper food and shelter for the poor people, right? So this is how, if you don't have a proper prompt, proper considerations that we talk about, then this is how the hallucinations or biasness happens inside your LLMs. Okay. Now, why I am talking so much about prompt engineering, why I am talking so much to be careful when you are selecting LLMs, and why I am talking so much when we are thinking of data privacy or security involved. Because that is what the main component of any business. So now you will be thinking, okay, Aman, I agree whatever you said, but how do you ensure that Salesforce is way better than what LLMs are giving in the market? Yes, I assure you that because of this one big concept, that is Einstein Trust Layer. Now, before I go ahead and talk about Einstein Trust Layer or anything in detail, I want to have a quick check about your energy and if you have any doubts. So I am here to check anything in the chat box that you want to discuss about. Okay, Ayushri is all of the. Okay, thank you so much for so many good words. Okay, so much of thumbs up. That means no doubt. Thank you. Now we will proceed ahead with the next thing. So just give me a minute. Let me connect my magic board, which you will see me using a lot. Okay, my magic board is here, and so is my camera. I've turned it on. Now, I know that you have seen this diagram a lot many times, but trust me, today what I'm going to tell you is again not available on the internet. No, I'm not bragging about myself, but I am trying. I gave a lot of efforts to give you the best possible, explanation for this particular diagram. Trust me, to show or explain this diagram, I have already seen 15 to 20 videos. So I'll try my best to give you the best explanation for this particular image that you're seeing. So Einstein Trust Layer. Now, Einstein Trust Layer is one concept, but when you give a prompt, it can get a prompt from multiple sources. That means there are multiple Salesforce apps. Maybe it a Slack channel, may it be the sales app, service app, mobile application that you're using, or anything, or even if you're building a custom application inside Salesforce. So from anywhere you can give the prompt. And the first thing that happens is secure data retrieval. Now, what is secure data retrieval? So basically, when you run the prompt, okay, when you give the prompt, hey, go ahead and do so and so task. So first thing that you need is you need the data. And when you are getting the data, you need to make sure that you have security in place. And that's what security in place is done through Einstein Trust Layer. Now, inside this, how the data is getting retrieved. The data is getting retrieved based on the permission sets that you have. So I told you yesterday, right? When you are running an agent that you have built using Agentforce, the first point is it runs in context mode. So it goes ahead and check what kind of permissions, what kind of security settings, what kind of data can be shared by the user or to the user on the prompt that user has given. If he or she or they have access to the specific data, okay, then it will retrieve it and it will go ahead. Now the next part is dynamic grounding. Now what is dynamic grounding? So dynamic grounding means getting to a level where it can get extends last layer of data. That means it will keep iterating. It will keep asking you so many questions. And this is where the Atlas reasoning engine comes into place. It will keep you asking so much things that it gets the perfect data that it wants. Third one is data masking, and this is a very important concept. Data masking. Why? Because whatever prompt you are giving, Salesforce does not have its own LLMs, right? It goes ahead and pass your data to the to the outside LLM. That is, your data is going to go outside Salesforce. Now, here is where you are very much concerned about your data. And that is what Salesforce says, hey, look, don't worry, I'm here for the rescue. So what it does in data masking. So let's suppose I'm writing like this. Taking an example, I am Aman Tiwari, tech lead at Automate Sphere. Can you help me getting, can you help me in getting uh, diet plan because I'm trying to lose weight. That's a joke. Okay. Can you help me in getting diet plan for next 6 months? My height is 5 foot 4 inches and weight is which is now it's 79 kgs. I know I'm overweight, by the way. Now, this is very important thing. What? Not my weight and height, okay? About my personal information. Aman Tiwari, tech lead, that's my role at Automate Sphere, my height, my weight. Okay, these are the important things. And what happens when you do the data masking? So when data masking happens, actually the data is passed like this. I am person underscore name. This is very important, okay? It doesn't give your information output, information to the LLMs. It says person underscore role underscore, then there is the special character, maybe zero and something like that, at person company underscore, then again special character. Okay. Then can you help me with this? My height is again, this height can be passed, weight can be passed. Okay. And this is how the data masking happens. Okay. Now your data is secure. Now the next point is prompt defense. Now this is very important, and this is why initially when OpenAI was brought into picture, many were very much not secure of using it. Prompt defense. Now what is prompt defense? As soon as you give a prompt, there are high chances that hackers, okay, what they will do is they will do prompt injection inside this. That means whatever prompt you are giving. So this prompt that you gave, okay, data masking happened, and as soon as you are passing the information through the secure gateway to your LLMs, which is outside Salesforce, there are chances some prompt injection attacks can happen. Now, Salesforce takes care of that as well. It says we are doing the prompt defense as well. That means your prompt, with whatever data you have given, we have done the data masking part, and we are sending the information, that means the prompt, without any prompt injection attack. Now, once it goes to the LLMs, Salesforce has again taken care of your data. Now, there it says we are going to sign a contract with all the LLMs. So, if you see when Einstein Copilot was born, it was only supporting ChatGPT, okay, and then slowly and gradually started supporting Gemini. Now it supports more than that. There are different models of ChatGPT. There are different models. There are different versions of Gemini. Then it starts supporting. Now it supports Claude, and now it says you can bring your own models as well. But when it gave you this option, it did take some time to give you, option to select the different models that you want. Why? Because they have to sign a contract. All the LLMs companies, they have to sign a contract with Salesforce. The Salesforce says, look, once you get my mask data, once you provide me the response, all the information, all the data that you have stored will be deleted. You don't have right to keep our customers' information. Why? Because Salesforce first principle is built on trust. Okay, so there is zero data retention. Your data is not going to be retained inside LLM. Then the response comes up and it starts getting generated. Now, toxic language detection. This is double layer protection. Why? Because toxic language detection happens here also. And Salesforce says, hey, we are not fully confident on the LLM's solutions or the response they have provided. There might be some toxicity involved or some hallucinations involved. So we are going to detect the toxic language detections. Then once this is done, data demasking happens. Demasking as in what you did. You gave this prompt, you got the output in the form of person name, person role, person company. Now this output you cannot show to your end users, right? To your business people who are using this model, the AI agents that you have built, they are not going to use it. They want information or a solution giving them a personalized feel, right? And then what happens? Demasking happens. Whatever solution or whatever response comes up from the LLMs, okay, after toxic detection, what they do is they replace everything with the actual information that was passed by user, personal information. Okay. And last one is audit trail. Now here it's very important. So what is audit trail? Audit trail keeps a track of all the settings or setup related changes that you do. Here also, once you are giving the prompt, all the audit trails start running. It keeps a track of everything that you are doing. So you cannot play or you cannot do any mischievous activities because we have Einstein Trust Layer in the picture. Now I hope everyone understood very well about the Einstein Trust Layer. A quick thumbs up if you understood. Great. I see your question. I'll definitely take it after some time. Okay. Please, team, keep up check of the questions she's sharing. Okay. Now, this is how the entire Einstein Trust Layer works. And with that, we will move to the next part, that is prompt builder. Now, it's very high time because we have from the last 1 hour we have just discussed about prompt engineering, why it is important, so and so, right? So many things. Now the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to understand why we need prompt builder. But we'll take a quick break of 5 minutes and then I'll be back. I'll grab a cup of water and then I'll be back. A glass of water. So let me put a timer of 5 minutes. Okay, again, my PC also needs a break, I think. Mm, okay, let it settle down. Give me a minute. Mm, So here we go. Okay, I am back, and I think we are back from the short break. But before I continue, team, are we ready with the questions that they have, or do you want me to take it at the end?
As per you, if you want to take it some questions now and some question later on, you can. But we can take it later on if you want. We
Okay,
can continue
cool.
the session. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's take it at the end. Thanks,
Okay.
Bala.
You're welcome.
Now, let's move ahead and understand the prompt builder. But you know what? Let's first understand why we need prompt builder. So basically, let's suppose I took an example of your marketing manager. Let's take an example of, you know, a, su- a support person or support agent who is sitting behind. Now, if I ask them, give me a summary of the kind of cases that you have worked on, or if I ask a marketing manager, okay, or my marketing team who is sitting and working on the leads and the campaigns, and if I ask them, hey, send me an email with whatever things that happened with so many of leads and opportunities that you're working on. Now what they will do, obviously they will get all the data, they will get all the data to them, and then they will pass it to the LLM so that they can have very good information. So that means they're going to create some start working on the prompt. Now this is where Salesforce come into rescue. Salesforce says you want your data to be secure. You want your data to be, you want to make sure that you adhere to the security. You want to take care of the hallucinations, and you don't want your support team, your marketing team, your sales team wasting time in, creating some prompt templates, sending it to the LLMs. Though you can get the LLMs inside Salesforce, sending it to them and then getting an output. Okay. Now, for this, Salesforce said, look, you work or you take care of the business. Let your support team, sales team, marketing team take care of running and making sure that the business works in a very smooth way. We will come up with the concept of prompt builder. Now, what is prompt builder or what is prompt templates that we have? First, we will talk about prompt templates. Then we will talk about prompt builder. So prompt template is basically the different types of templates that can be used for your different business needs. For example, if you want to send an email, okay, about, so let's suppose there is a sales team who is chasing all the leads, marketing team is chasing all the leads, and they worked on multiple leads, and my VP of sales sees that, hey, send me an email showing what all work or how was your, uh, you know, observation when working on leads and why we were not able to convert so and so leads. Now your lead sales team or marketing team, what they will do, they will get all the information, they will go ahead and check for all the leads which they were able to convert, they were not able to convert, then they will start creating an email, okay, and then they will send everything in detail to the VP of sales. Now what if I say using prompt template you can do within a single click? Yes, that you have heard right. Using prompt templates, you can do it in a single click. Why and how? Because that is important for your business to run efficiently. And point number two is you want to save time, cost, and efforts. Okay. If my sales team sits on writing an email or getting a summary of the specific opportunity that we have lost, okay, they will not be able to chase other opportunities or leads that they have in pipeline. And that's where we, as an admin, as a developer, as a consultant, as an architect, comes in the rescue. We go ahead and we build this prompt templates with the help of the next topic that I'm showing here is prompt builder. Okay. Now, without any further ado, let me go ahead and let me bring you to the concept of prompt template. Okay. Now, to use or to build prompt templates, here you'll have to come in your org and you will search for prompt builder. But before that, you need to make sure you have certain permission sets. Which permission set is needed for you to work on prompt builder to create prompt templates? You need to have prompt template manager permission. Okay. Now, don't worry if you are working in a free developer org which is provided by Salesforce. You have signed up. I've given you the link yesterday, right? If you have signed up, these permission sets are already added to your user, the user that gets created. Okay, this permission set is already added, so you don't need to worry. So what's next? Next is to go into your setup. In the setup, search for prompt builder. Once you click on prompt builder, you will see the screen where you will find different types of prompt templates that are already available. Account summary. Now, how do I identify the prompt templates that are already available and the prompt templates that I'm going to build? It's very simple. The way you identify your standard object and custom object. They have the category as standard, okay? And the one which you build have the category as custom, okay? And this is a brand new org. Just for today's session, I have built the prompt templates in the morning itself, like late night itself, okay? So everything is fresh and totally to the point that you need. Second thing, if you see here, is category as standard overridable. So when you see only standard, that means you cannot make any changes to the prompt templates that has been given by Salesforce. If you see standard overridable, that means these prompt templates are standard, but if you want, based on your need, you can change it. You can override it. Okay. Now, before I go ahead and show you each and every prompt templates that are available, let me show you how you can create a prompt template. So for that, you will click here on this button which says new prompt template. Click on that button. And then here you will get the different prompt template type. Excuse me. Different prompt template types. First one is case details, then Einstein AI generated search answers, field generation, flex, knowledge answers, record summary, security risk analysis. Trust me, I hope you all know that Salesforce comes up new updates in every 4 months in the form of summer release, winter release, and spring release. Okay. But in Agentforce and Data Cloud, Salesforce is coming up with a new update every single day. Yes. And what is the proof? So if you see here, there is one prompt template type which is named as case details. And if you refer their official document here, you won't find any prompt template type mentioned as case detail. So there is one prompt template mentioned as case summary, okay, but there is no prompt template which prompt template type which mentions as case details. Here they have mentioned as prompt template type as campaign brief. This will be available when you go ahead with the license for Salesforce for Einstein. So many things come up with a lot of restrictions. Okay. Now, this is what we are not going to see because of the obvious reason is there is not much documentation available and I don't want to give any bluff answer for this particular series. Next is Einstein AI generated search answers. Again, I tried to find it out and I was not able to get any information about this prompt template type. Third one is field generation, and this is very awesome feature or awesome template type that they have given up, and we are going to see an example on this. Then we have flex. Again, we are going to see this. Knowledge answers. This works best with your data cloud. So yes, maybe we are planning to have a series on data cloud as well. And then I will show you how this particular prompt template works. Okay, when you utilize the power of data cloud as well as the knowledge articles and the PDFs that you're uploading. Not now. Then we have record summary. Yes, we are going to see this. Then we have security risk analysis, which is more beneficial when you have, let's say, Salesforce Shield and all that things in picture. Then this particular prompt template works well. But again, I have not explored it to an extent because of the limitations that we have in this org. So I'm not going to tell you in detail about this. And apart from this, many YouTube videos, if you open up, they will come with a special prompt template type which says email template, sales email template. That has some says that has been retired, but after doing a lot of research, I found that if you have a special license which says sales for Einstein, if you have that license, but that license does not come for free, it's not available in this org. So that's why that particular prompt template type is not available here. Okay. Now you will say, Aman, if you're coming up with so many limitations, then what are we going to see? We are going to see on the best three prompt template type, which can help you to work on any business need that is there for your specific client that you're working on. And what are they? Let's begin with the first prompt template type, which is field generation prompt template. Second one will be record summary prompt template. And the third one will be flex prompt templates. Now, what is field generation prompt templates? Field generation prompt template refers to a structured way to create prompts that help generate specific content for individual fields in a record form. These templates are especially useful when using AI models to generate or autofill structured information, example, description, date, category, etc. for each field in a record. And what does it mean? So field generation prompt template will help you to generate an AI automated solution for a specific field. Let's suppose you have a field, and for that field, you don't want human to put their solution, but the AI should work behind, get me the best possible solution. So then you will use field generation prompt template. Now, I know very well that you will not understand with the definition. So here I am with a very good use case. And the first use case that we are going to see is, as an experienced coach, what we are going to do. So, you know what? This is what I have proposed to my current client for which I'm working. And they were saying that, we have a sales team, they are working on the opportunities that we have. But the problem is there are lot many opportunities that we don't chase properly. And if we chase properly, sometimes we win, sometimes we lost. So I want you to get me a solution, okay, where what can happen is if my sales team is chasing a particular opportunity and somewhere they are feeling that we can either win this opportunity or we can lose this opportunity. Before that, they should get kind of next steps that they need to follow at any cost to make sure that the opportunity which belongs to a specific account, they should be forced to buy, or they should be forced to look and win this opportunity for us. You get me what I'm saying? So I'll draw a diagram and I'll show you if you didn't understood or it was too theoretical then. So what I'm trying to say is, here is my sales team. They chase an opportunities, okay, and they are not sure what they should do to win this opportunity at any cost. Okay, they want that they should get the business for this opportunity which belongs to a very huge account. Okay, so they want to make sure that they follow all the steps that they need to win this opportunity. Now if I say who can be the best person to give you, the next step, or who is that perfect guy who can help you to win this opportunity, you will say, hey, someone of VP level or someone who is very good at selling out the products. Now that one VP cannot sit for the entire 100 salespersons who are there to sell out the products. So for that, we will sit with that VP of sales. We will try to understand how he thinks and how he tries to get to the client to win a specific opportunity. What are the strategies that he uses? How he plans up everything, and then he builds up that opportunity, and then he wins the opportunity for our business. Now, once we sit with them, we will jot the points. This work as an admin or a developer, you are going to do that. Okay. So point number one, you will sit with the hero instead of saying VP of sales or someone, hero who is good at selling out the products. Okay. You will try to understand their strategy. Okay. Then the next thing that you will do is you will try to focus on the areas or the fields that he work or checks to make sure that the opportunity is going good. And third, what solution he provides. You will note it down. You will create a prompt template. Okay. And then you will pass on this information to your LLMs inside your prompt templates. And then you will use that inside your specific record so that your sales team can follow the next steps and decide what the next steps they need to do. So let's see how it actually works. Now, let me go ahead here. Okay. So I hope you all understood the example. I will select the prompt template type here as, let me, okay, again, my system. No, please don't be slow. Yeah, we will select the prompt template type as field generation. Now here I will give a prompt template name. Okay, you need to be very specific while giving the name. Here I'm giving a name randomly for just for our example, but when you are doing it in the real-time project, be very precise while giving the proper name to the prompt template type that you are selecting. Okay, so we'll select here sales team field generation prompt template. Once you do that, the API name, and now you have to target the object. Okay, so the object here will be opportunity. Once done, and which field. So yeah, so if you want to get the next steps that your sales team need to follow, you have to select a field where they can see the next steps that they need to follow. So my area where they can see the next steps to be followed is description. Okay, or you can, this is a standard field, you can create a custom field with the name as next steps to be followed to win this opportunity, next step to be followed. Okay, then you click on next. And if you see here, this is how your UI looks. Now, I will tell you each and everything that you're seeing here. This particular entire screen is called as prompt builder. Okay. This particular area is called as canvas area because here you are going to put the resource which will be utilized for your prompt to be precise, to be built for the business need. Here you will be able to select the model. So if you say standard, that means whatever Salesforce supports. So as of now, Salesforce supports Azure OpenAI, then Claude, then TestBase, then again OpenAI, and also let me do a little bit. Yeah, it supports GPT, okay, and it supports Google Gemini. These are the different standard models that it supports. Now you'll say here, no, I want to use DeepSeek. Choice is yours. If you feel it's secure, go ahead and select the model type as custom. Okay. Once you select the model type as custom, here, if you have made the communication, if you have bought your model, then you will be able to see that option here. Okay, I have not done it because again, that will be a different session for that. There is a model builder session which is going to happen. So I'm not going to cover that. I'll select standard, and here I'll first select your favorite one, that is OpenAI GPT-4 Omni Mini, or let's say GPT-4 Omni Mini. Okay, now I will give a prompt. So I've already kept my prompt ready. So now I'll go here, I'll copy this prompt and I will paste here. Now what I'm saying, as an experienced sales coach, provides a concise bulleted list of 3 to 5 actionable next steps for the sales representative to advance the following Salesforce opportunity. Consider these details. Opportunity name. Now, how can you put that? So I want to get the fields of this particular object. So you will click on insert resource, then you will click on opportunity, and then you will be able to see all the fields that are available. So you need to select opportunity name. Select that, and then here it will be available. Input opportunity name. Let me remove it and show you. So I click here. I'll remove this. I'll click on insert resource, opportunity, name. See, it is coming in. Then this opportunity is related to a specific account. So I want to show that specific related account as well. Yes, not only an object, but related objects can also be brought up inside the prompt template type that you're selecting, like it's a field generation prompt template. Then current stage, amount, close date, and last activity. Then I'm saying recent activity notes. If there is already any description that is there that they have added, that also you take it. And then some of the important points that you need to take care. Focus on the steps that are, excuse me, specific and measurable. Let me have a water. Relevant to the current stage, aimed at moving the deal forward. That means if it is in a proposal price quote or it is in a negotiation stage, make give me a solution that we can move forward, not backwards. Okay, that also you need to say. Include scheduling specific follow-up for internal clients. So I hope you know all that there is an activity tab where you can log a call, you can send an email, you can post to chatter, all that activities. Make sure that that also you are giving me as a solution. Okay, and this is the example format that I'm saying. Schedule a follow-up call with Aman to review proposal details by 30th June 2025. Send a personalized case study on test to test@gmail.com. Internal prepare for negotiation, review pricing strategy with sales manager, input opportunity name. This is an example I'm giving. So if you remember the anatomies that I discussed earlier, this step 9 anatomies. Okay, now we are on to the 8th anatomy. I showed you how you can choose the model, and here I'm setting the parameters. So now here we have taken care of all the anatomies that we have discussed here, and we are using it here. Okay, now once this is done, you will click on save and preview. If everything is right, correct, it will show you template saved successfully. Next is start testing. How will it appear? So this is the prompt that you have given up. That means you have mastered the art of prompt engineering. Next is you have given what will be the resolved output that will be shown here, and actually how it will be visible to the users will be shown here in a generated response. Now let's give an opportunity. Let's say Dickinson. I don't know whether it's there. Yeah, Dickinson mobile generators. Okay. Now I'll click on display for prompt. So it will also show the prompt, and I'll click on preview. Now it is going to give me the output based on the model that I selected. So what model I selected? I selected the model as OpenAI GPT-4 Omni Mini. So both based on that, this output is coming in. Okay. It took up the fields, and these are the values that it has given up. And now this is the response that it is going to give. Schedule a follow-up with Dickinson PLC to discuss implementation on less steps. Send a confirmation email. Review customer feedback. Maybe this opportunity is already a closed one, so you can take up a feedback. Okay. Prepare a progress report summarizing the project timeline and deliverables for the next internal meeting, and identify potential upsell opportunities related to maintenance. Okay, and prepare a draft proposal. Now this means this opportunity you have won. The next step that you need to follow is like what all things you should make to win the other opportunity that is going to come. Now, if I change the model to, let's say, Gemini 2.5 Pro. Okay. Now I'll save it. Once you change the model, please click on save. And again, if you click on preview, the output is definitely going to change. So it's again resolving the prompt and generating response. Yeah. So see, based on the opportunity being in the close one stage, the following next step should be taken. Schedule a kickoff meeting, schedule a 30-day post-implementation check. During the 30-day check-in, inquire about departments, about future projects with Dickinson PLC. That means you have won this opportunity, and let's try to chase them to get some more business, which is again a good solution that has provided by Google Gemini 2.5 Pro. After confirming initial satisfaction, send a request in the key stakeholders at Dickinson Palace to provide a testimonial or participate in case study. It's a very good one, right? Now, once you are done with creating your prompt, please go ahead and activate it, because until and unless, sorry, prompt template type. Once you are ready with your field generation prompt template type, please activate it so that you can use it inside your specific field. Now, how do I do that? I'll go to my app. So we have the opportunity tab on our sales application. So we go to sales app, we'll click on opportunities. Let's select any opportunity which is not in the closed state. Let's say edge installation, or let's say express logistic portable truck generators. Okay. Now here we'll go to details, and on next is you'll click on edit page. Now you want to use your field generation prompt template, right? So here, make sure your you want to get, if you ask me the best practice, make sure that your page that you're editing, your lightning page, okay, it is upgraded to dynamic pages. That works in the best possible way. Even if it is not updated, it works, but the best practice that I'm telling you, the best possible solution. So you'll go to details. And now if you select, let's suppose I'm selecting any other field, let's say next step. Okay. When you click on next step, this is, you see here prompt template. So you have created a prompt template of type field generation. So is it available here? No. Why? Because you said my specific prompt template is it's going to work on on description field. Remember, when you were creating this prompt template type here, you selected not only the object but also the field on which your field generation prompt template is going to work. So it doesn't mean that you can use your field generation prompt template on any field. You can only use on the specific field that you have mentioned while creating the field generation prompt template. So you will go to that field. Now, if you see here, I already have a field generation prompt template, okay, which I have used it. I will just click on edit, and I will use mine, sales template, sales team field generation prompt template. Okay. Now, if you see here, how will you understand whether it is a normal field or it is an, you know, Agentforce, or sorry, not Agentforce, prompt template type field? You will see this pencil icon with the star. Okay. Once done, click on save it. Check for here, the save comes up. Sometimes when you're working, if you don't see your field coming up, please make sure you have activated your page for a specific org or app. So you can select, I have selected assign as org default. You can, if you want your page with this particular section for a specific app, you can select assign as app default, and you can select that. I have kept it same for all the application that I have by selecting assign as org default. Once this is done, go back, and now you will see here in the details, my description is empty and my stage is value proposition. So I should move forward. I should also know what are the next steps that I need to follow. So what I'll do, I'll click on this pencil icon. As soon as you click on this pencil icon, here the stars will come up. You just need to click on that so that you get a help from your field generation prompt template. Okay, and it is going to build the next steps that you need to follow. So here it's working out. Okay. Okay, it says this contact is necessary to formulate a relevant plan for the advancing the opportunity. That means the recent activity notes are not available. Maybe let me check. Okay, there is nothing available. So don't worry, I have things in backup. So if something doesn't work, I will go ahead and use the another prompt template type that I built. So I'll remove this and I'll click on this again. Let's see whether it works for this or not. So it's analyzing the request, figuring out the next steps. Okay, working. Okay, it says I do not have sufficient information, last activity date and recent activity notes. So that means the prompt template type which we have used in this is not, it will not working the way that we want. So what I'll do, I'll go and close this and I'll click on edit page. I'll leave it. And I will go back inside details. And here in the description, I will use the another field generation prompt template that I have used, field generation template. Okay, I'll save this. I'll say, okay, fine. If it is not there, mandatory field, that is fine for me. And now wait for that changes saved button to option to appear here. This is done. And now if you see here into the details, okay, let me close this. Let me come up here. It is analyzing the request, figuring out the next steps, working, finishing up. Yes. Now, if you see here, it says based on the information you provided, these are the next steps that you need to follow. And once I say use, here everything will be filled it up. You don't need to copy and paste also. You say use and it gets added to the field and you save it. Now your team will be able to understand what are the next steps that need to follow. You should schedule a call, okay, date on the week from today to review the proposal, send a follow-up email. Internally, you must prepare a negotiation plan, update the opportunity in Salesforce with next steps and set up follow-up task to ensure accountability. So there is a next step that you can fill it up and then more, it will become more precise. Okay, so this is how your field generation prompt template works. Okay, if you have any doubts, please post it in the chat. We will take it at the end. Now, that is about your field generation prompt template. What's next? Next is record summary prompt template. What does it mean? So let's suppose we have this record, okay, and I want to say, I want to see how the entire, how that person is the opportunity owner, organic farm epic, how he worked on this specific opportunity to make sure whether we are winning or whether we are losing it. Okay, so it will give a summary of what actions we performed, what steps we took, what activities we did, what amount was there, what was the expected revenue, everything. It will generalize. It will take it, it will look into it, and then it will generate a summary of it. So if I show you the definition that I have built here, the definition is a record summary prompt template is designed to generate a clear conversational summary of an entire record across multiple fields rather than filling in a single field like generation. So this is not going to be dependent on a single field. Okay, it will give a general summary of your specific record based on the multiple fields that are there. It consolidates key record data into a polished summary highlighting important details like status, dates, values, and comment. Now, to give you a best example, I will take an example that you can relate very easily. How many of you have raised case in Salesforce? A quick thumbs up if you have raised case in Salesforce. And kudos to the people who are sitting behind, inside Salesforce to resolve your cases. So many of you have used, yeah, I can see, oh my God, yes. So everyone has raised case with Salesforce. Now what happens, if you're a premier customer, okay, now for the client which I'm working, they are the premier customer. That means the entire support team will run to resolve your case. And let's suppose for you were not satisfied to the case, a solution that was provided by the support agent, and you escalated that case. Now that's a big problem for the person who is sitting behind to solve your cases. Point number one. Point number two, what happens, so a lot of my friends work in Salesforce inside the role of technical support engineer. Now they are very hardworking people. Trust me. Why? Because they are always, on fire. Like if any case comes up, they have to resolve it. Now what happens is they work in shift. Let's suppose there is my friend named XYZ. He is working in morning shift. I don't want to give email name or an epic shift. Okay. Morning shift. So before he leaves, he have to, if he's not able to resolve the case, he will have to give a handover to his teammate who is going to take care from the evening or afternoon shift, whatever it is. Okay. Now, if you want to give a handover, he have to give a proper explanation what steps he performed, what type of client he or she is dealing with, how urgency is the case, and how important it is to resolve. Now, sometimes what happens is my friend XYZ who is working in morning shift might not be able to pass the correct information to my friend who is going ABC who's going to work in evening shift. And that can create a major problem. Now, this I recently observed. I raised a case with Salesforce, and unnecessarily that person who was helping me to resolve the case was getting backslashes, not from me, but from the person from their senior members. And then I felt, why not build up a solution which can help them? So what I did is I thought of using record summary. Now let's suppose you are working on a case. Not let's this one. Let me go to cases. Yeah, you're working on a case. Okay, structure failure of generator base. And then this customer, let's say he is new or he has escalated, or this is a new case, let's say. Okay. Now, before I log off, okay, let's say it's taking an example of maintenance guidance for generator nuclear. Before I log off and I hand over to my second teammate, I will say that I am working on this case. I will save it. Now, when I am logging off, my next teammate should not only be dependent on me. He should see whatever activities that has been performed, whatever emails that has been sent, whatever communication that has been happened with the client, everything he should be able to see, and then he should start working on that. So for that, I utilize record summary, I utilize flow, and I came up with this solution. The record summary prompt template type. Okay. Now what we will do is we will go back here inside our prompt template builder, prompt builder. We'll click on new prompt template, and here we will select record summary. Prompt template name, case record summary, summary prompt template. I'll give the object as case. And then, as I said, it is not going to work on a specific one single field. It is going to work across the record. I'll click on next. Now, again, I got here object to summarize its case. Okay. Now, what next is I will go ahead and I will use the prompt that I have already created. Don't worry, I will explain each and everything. It's not like I have everything ready made. Here, as I'm saying that as a highly empathic and efficient customer service lead, this is very important to set up the tone. Provide a professional and concise summary of the following customer support case. Focus on the core problem, customer sentiments, key events in the case history, and the current resolution status. So case number, subject, status, priority, account, contact, case reason, created date, last modified date. Everything has been mentioned. Problem description, summarize the customer's primary issue and what they are trying to achieve or resolve. Focus on the root cause if identifiable using the description, because when you try to resolve a case, you write everything in detail on the description. If you have a customer problem summary, use that. Customer sentiment, please, based on the case description and the recent email, understand whether the customer is frustrated, urgent, calm, or satisfied. Key events from the past 7 days, whatever activities happened, summarize significant recent interactions, milestones. Okay. Then provide 1 to 2 concise bullet points outlining the immediate next steps required. And then structure the summary with clear, bold headings and use bullet points or for list to ensure maximum readability. Maintain a helpful and objective tone. I think this much is enough, right? Now let's use another model. I'm going to use Anthropic Claude 3 Haku. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on save and preview. Okay. Now it is telling me which is the case record that you want your prompt type, which is record summary prompt template type, you to work on. So I'll say work on this particular case. Okay, let me say 000106. Record name. Let me check. Yeah, this is the one. Okay. And language, I will select English. I'll say display the prompt. And now I'll say preview. So now it is previewing me. And if you see, it says, these are the case details that I have got. This is the summarize I'm going to give. And this is the sentiment that I have got. Now it says here, problem description, the customer is seeking clarification on the maintenance guidelines for their generator. The root cause appears to be lack of clear instructions or communications around the generator maintenance procedure. Based on the case detail, the customer sentiments is likely frustrated. The case has been open for over a month. From last 1 month, the case is open, indicating the customer is still seeking a resolution to their issue. Okay. Past 7 days activities, the case was initially created on this date. The last modified was on 29th June, that is today. And no recent interactions or updates have been provided in the past 7 days. Okay. The case is currently in a working stage with a low priority. The next steps are to reach out to the customer, Edna Frank. Who is customer? That means the person who raised the case is contact. Edna Frank to be and better understand specific questions, review the existing maintenance documentation, and provide the customer with updated, clear maintenance instructions or guidelines to resolve the issue. Now, this is going to be very, very helpful. And I know my friends who was there in this session will really thank me for building up this solution. Now I'll activate this. Don't forget to activate it. And now what solution am I going to build? So basically, I want this particular solution or summary to be available whenever they open a case. So what I've thought is I will build up a screen flow. Okay. There I will show all the details. Okay. So whenever a person open up the record ID will be passed to my flow. Okay. Then my flow will go ahead and invoke or call this particular prompt template. And after that, it is going to show the solution inside the screen element. Let's see. So I always knew that there will be time constraint. So I created my flow beforehand only. Don't worry, this was created today early morning only. So it's fresh one. Okay. Now in the screen flow, I said get case record. So this element will get me the case. Now how I do it? I said get me the case record of the object case and ID will be equals to the record ID. So I've created a variable, okay, of type record ID. And then whenever you are going to place it on the lightning record page, it will fetch the record ID. That also I will show you. Only the first record and automatically store all the fields once this is done. Because if I want to run my record summary prompt template, what it needs? It needs the record, right? And that record will be passed through the record ID because each record is a unique have a unique identifier in the form of record ID. Then I will go here and say showcase summary. This record that I have got from the record ID, I will here case from get record ID. And then I will say showcase summary. Here I'm using display text element, component. And inside this, whatever output that is going to come from here, I have passed it here. How? I'll show that. So when you go here, when you click on insert resource, here you see, okay? Output from showcase summary dot prompt response. Okay, this is how the output will come. So I'll close this and now I will show you how it works. So let me go to my UI and let me open another case. Let's say, let me go and say all open cases. Better one. Okay. Let me go to recently viewed one. Yeah, let me go and structure failure for generator. So now if you see, I have placed it here. The flow has been placed here and it will fetch the record ID, will be passed to my flow. And if you see case summary for Burlington Textiles, this is the case number. Problem description is the customer has reported structure failure, indicating a potential issue with equipment design and the root cause of the failure in achieving result. Now, what is the customer appears to be urgent regarding the matter, reflecting concerns over operational impact of the generator failure. Okay. And if you see the case is currently escalated, is it? Yes. Priority is also high. So then your next person who is going to work on it, they will see the case summary and will start taking cautious actions very well. Okay. Now that is an example of your record summary prompt template. The next one that we have is flex prompt templates. Now I told you, right? From last few minutes, I've been telling you that there are limitations, these, that. I cannot show you all the prompt template type, but don't worry. If any of your prompt template type cannot achieve something, then you have your flex prompt template for rescue. Flex prompt template itself means it's a flexible prompt template type. That means a flex prompt template type is the most versatile prompt template type built for any scenario not covered by any other specialized prompt templates like field generation, record summary, or sales emails. So, whatever your other prompt template types cannot do it, that can easily be done by flex prompt template type. They aren't tied to a specific button or UI. So that means it's not like you will field generation will be on work on specific field, record summary will work when you are trying to invoke a flow, or when you are trying to bring it directly on the UI. No, you can use on the inside a trigger, you can use inside a flow, you can use inside a REST API, or any Agentforce actions that you want to do. So you can create Agentforce actions as well. Now the Agentforce actions has been renamed as Agentforce assets, which will be covered in the upcoming session. Okay. So now let's see how the flex prompt templates work. And for this, I have again a good example saying that, you know what, this is what, when I one day when I was talking to Bala, my friend, I thought of this problem statement, and then I thought, why not build a solution around it? He said, I mean, we have so many clients and I have to go in back-to-back meetings. And sometimes I don't remember like what this particular client's need is, and how am I doing with what they actually need. So I go on a meeting and then I realize, okay, these are the things that I have to keep in mind. So if there was any solution that, which can give me a quick summary of a particular project or a particular opportunity or a particular account that I'm holding on, then I could have quick overview, not summary, also quick overview or quick notes of that particular account opportunity or project that I'm working on, then I could have easily taken the decision. And that's where I thought, why not think of that particular problem statement and build up a solution. So here I have built a solution that, your sales assistant is working on multiple opportunities, and after facing multiple times, he finally got heads up from the client to hop on a quick call. And he went on a quick call, and then he realized, oh, I don't know what is the actual context for this particular opportunity, because one sales assistant works on multiple opportunities. So we will have a button which will say, I think generate quick template, or let me check what button name I have given it. So I forgot the name that I gave to the button. Yeah, generate pitch. So he want to pitch it something to the client. He want to generate a quick pitch. He will read it and he will just say that this is the solution that that my company can provide for your specific opportunity. Cool. So let's try to build it. And this particular flex template that we are going to build will be invoked inside our flow, and that too inside the button. Okay. So we'll create a flex prompt template, and this is going to be little complex, but I'll try to make it easily understandable. So I'll select flex and I will just say opportunity flex template. Okay. Now, what is the benefit of using flex template? So when you're using record summary, you can work on the on one specific object and its related object. When you're working on field generation prompt template type, you can work on one object and its related object. But here you can work on 5 different objects, up to 5, and that objects may be related or may not be related. Point number 1. You can take the help of data cloud object, and you can take the input from the user. Okay, so source type can be an object. Free text, that means if you want to take the input from the user, then, or if you want to use data model objects, that also you can do, which was not there in those 2 prompt template type that we discussed. So here we will select the object as lead, opportunity. Okay, I'll say OPP, and the object will be opportunity. And then again, another resource will be account. Again, object will be account. And then I will say there is the source type will be free text, so that I will ask something from the user. Okay, and based on the user input, I will give up some output. So I'll say user, wait, I have this particular solution focus, or I'll say primary solution name, pretext. And second one is key product benefit. So what will be the benefit of using our product? This source type will be free text. Done. Click on next. Okay, so you can add up to 5 resources, which can be 5 objects or 2 objects, 3 objects, and 2 input parameters, or 2 objects, 2 input parameters, and 1 data cloud object, data model object. Okay, that all you can decide. Okay, click on next. And now we go here and we will create our flex template. Now here I'm saying you're a sales assistant helping to articulate a compiling value proposition. Your task is to generate a persuasive summary of how input or primary solution. That means a primary solution which the client is looking will be provided. Then based on that, the client is going to give, you will get the account name, related account name, then what is the account type, whether they are into manufacturing, whether they are into engineering or something like that. Then the opportunity details. Maintain a confident, professional, and client-centric tone. This is very important. Format, generate a single, concise paragraph, maximum 3 to 4 sentences, because they want to give a pitch on the call or in the meeting directly. Key goal, the output should be a persuasive statement directly usable by sales rep during a call or in internal summary. That's what I said, right? Now you will click and you will select another model. So let me select uh, test-based V2 model. Okay. Allowed languages are already there. I'll click on save and preview. Yeah. Now the inputs. So opportunity, we will select Burlington. I don't know whether there is any opportunity. Yeah. Burlington Textiles, account, Burlington Textiles Corp of America. Input, we will give, let's say test, and key product benefit. I will just like copy this, just giving a random one. Okay. And now I'll click on save and preview. We can't complete resolve the following errors. Following object names are not reliable. Current opportunity and related account. Okay. Okay. Input current opportunity name and okay. So this they are not able to identify. So what I will do is I will just change this. I will say opportunity name, and here account also it will say it is not able to identify. So let me change that as well. I'll say account name, then account type also. So I'll say insert resource, account type, then industry, insert resource, account, industry, opportunity name, opportunity description, then solution name, and to input key product benefit. Let's see now it works. Okay, no error. Okay, invalid model name, Einstein V2 text. Okay, they are not supporting this one. Cool. So we'll go here and we will change it to Open Gemini 4. So let's click on preview. No, it is saved, right? So let me go ahead and use 2.5 flash, save and preview. Okay, now it got saved. And in the preview, this is our prompt. It's generating the solution. Okay, so it says the test solution directly supports Burlington Textiles Corp of America's objectives for the weaving plant generator, specifically by addressing material waste reduction. So I said, I want to reduce the waste that has been that is being produced by my company. Its implementation ensures seamless integration with your legacy system, directly contributing to the achievement of our outlined needs of this opportunity. Now, the input that it wanted was just given by me as test. So if my input is not good, the output is not going to be good. Okay. So that's why this is not giving me actual response that I want. And some limitations are also related to the model that I've selected. But I can still work on. So I have created a flow. I will show you how I actually did, and then we will go ahead and see how it actually works on the actual record. So I created a screen flow where I'm saying, get me the opportunity. So I'll place this flow on the opportunity page, and I'll also get the related account. So opportunity equals the record ID variable which I have created, then related account. So opportunities account ID should be equals to this opportunity dot account ID. Then input pitch details. So this input I'm going to take the user. This I have directly set by default our advanced manufacturing platform. And then this input will be given by the user. What is the key benefit to highlight for this customer? That means as a customer, what are the key benefits I should highlight on the call itself? Okay. After this, all these parameters or attributes, I'll pass it to the my prompt template. Now, how can I bring my prompt template that I have created? So you have to click on this and then you have to click on action. Okay. And here you will have to select the prompt that you have, the prompt template that you have created. So I have created a prompt template as generate pitch summary. So let me check generate pitch. So it's already there. That's why I'm not able to select recently what prompt template we have created. So let me activate it. I'm just showing you for the example purpose. Let me refresh this. I know very well that this is like too much for this session, but trust me, this is very important. So here I'll click on add element and then action element. And here I will say opportunity. It's here, opportunity FT. Okay. Now it is asking you multiple parameters, account. So account from get related account, the entire account. So we'll select entire resource, key product benefit. So for key product benefit, I might have created a variable input screen element I might have created. Yeah, I mean, actually, instead of showing it here, I will just directly show it here. So I'll just delete this element and I'll show you one more. Key benefit to highlight this customer. So we have this a screen element right here. Key benefit to highlight this customer. So that I have passed in this particular one. Same for this primary solution one. We have this one or primary solution screen component that I have passed here inside this. And then related account, I have passed the entire account, which is coming from here. Now display pitch summary. So to display it, I have created another variable. So this particular flex template is going to give me a solution that response that I'm going to store inside a variable, which is of type text. Okay, so it can take the response and then here I'm going to display it. Once this is done, now we'll go to an opportunity. Let's say I'm going to, uh, let's say edge emergency generator. Okay, and they are into edge communications. Let me check. Okay, they are into agriculture. Let me go to an account whose type may be manufacturing. Sorry, industry may be manufacturing because I made my prompt template to work on manufacturing industry. So let me search manufacturing. Sorry, not like this. I'll say filters, add filter, industry. Where, where is that industry? Okay, not an issue. We'll work on this only. So let me go ahead and use something like, let's say Dickinson PLC. Okay. Now I'll go to this details. Okay, they have Dickinson PLC and I'll click on generate pitch AI. I'll click on this and then it says, okay, your advanced manufacturing platform is this. And I'll say directly addressing material waste reduction. So I want to reduce, I'm saying that this customer has a lot of material waste that they want to get rid of. So I'll say directly addressing material waste reduction and seamless legacy system integration. I'll click on next and now it is generating a pitch. So offers reconciliation strategic advantage by specifically reducing material waste, aligning your sustainability objectives. Additionally, the platform ensures seamless integration with your existing legacy system, facilitating a smooth transition. This combination not only enhances productivity but also supports your commitment to innovation in the consulting industry. So they are into consulting, but I am giving a solution for manufacturing. I know this is not actually what we need, but I'll develop it in a better way. Okay, but that is how the pitch will get generated. Okay, so with that said, we are on to the last part. You have to take care to complete this two trailhead. First, that I shown you yesterday. Again, I'm reiterating here. Clear AI agent, clear your agent force basics through this trailhead, and the second one is to understand how this prompt and prompt builder fundamentals work. With that said, I'm leaving you with the last thought of words. Again, AI will not replace humans. I keep telling this. Again, I'll keep telling this again. AI skilled humans will definitely outsmart others. So please, please, please get skilled in AI. And with that said, thank you so much. So now I open the floor for your question and answers. Yes. Great. I can see 60 people still there. So that means we have been achieve everything in a very good way. So let's go ahead with the question and answers. Let me stop presenting and let me stop recording also. Yes, Bala, we can go ahead with the questions.